So me and Allie are headed to eat lunch. We're taking a little shortcut through the field real quick. It's been kind of a crazy last week. We've had, well, right now 2020 is being the wettest year so far. And everything is pretty saturated. This field here, we've already gopher poisoned it. We've covered it about halfway in manure. And I'll talk about the Puma 185 later, but it showed up and had to go back, and then it came back again, and then we hooked the Artec spreader up to it and just went and got a scoop of, not a scoop, but a 2/3 of a load of manure from behind the dairy barn and brought it over to this field, and it was a lot wetter than we thought. We left some ruts. I don't even think those are the worst ones. So right here we sunk pretty good. Basically just trying to get out of here in one piece. This was the second spot that we sunk, and I'm actually kind of sinking a little bit in the Ranger here, but I believe because we gopher poisoned it, and then also this field was sitting all last year and it doesn't get a lot of traffic on it with equipment and stuff like that, it's just super soft ground. And then the gopher poisoner ran, you know, every 25-30 feet cutting trenches, and so it's just holding water more than it normally would, and plus with all the rain that we've gotten, it's just water don't have anywhere to go. So right here is where we first sunk, and then after this was just started shifting gears and getting out of here. Wes was actually driving, and I was just riding with him in the buddy seat, checking the tractor out, and ended up making it back up here to the gate and just emptying the rest of the load off right there. So this field's going to go into sorghum this year, and as soon as it dries out enough, we'll get finished covering it up with manure, and this all right here has been covered. Ugh. Yeah, it's still really wet. Well, today's the first day the sun's actually come out. Yesterday was all cloudy and foggy and misty and all that crap, and then we were actually sitting pretty good compared to everybody else. We did miss. I think 11. Dallas got 11 consecutive days of rainfall, which is some kind of new record, and we were missing all that. It was hitting north of us and going on through like northeast Texas, and we were getting a little bit of rain to get that fertilized wet and all that stuff. But then Friday night into Saturday morning, we caught up with everybody. You can actually see where the water was running over my driveway. And I think we got about 5 or 6 inches of rain just that night. Water was running over the road about a foot down at the big creek, and then we ended up getting another inch or two the next day. So that's all over. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s for the next few days, and we will hopefully dry out real quick. The wind's blowing good, and so after lunch here we'll get after it and see what we can get done. First we got to go to the case dealership. Alright, it's already later this afternoon. We're back from the case dealership, but Kenny is almost done. Basically, we got it all figured out, or Wes has. He's been working on it here and there, and just a few minor things, and we'll have it done. Right now he's looking for a fuse. Not your regular fuse. I don't know exactly what you call them, but where are we at? Goes right here, and I believe that's one reason. Or actually, we need to get trailer brake. That's what it is. But there should be a 50 fuse from here to here, just like that 60. And that was blown. And we're thinking, because it blew, they ran this. Actually, it starts off at red, turns brown, then turns blue. Brake light wire that they ran to the back here. So he's got that almost done. Let's see. Yeah, he's got the new trailer wire already hooked in. All that's done, spliced in. Found some more broken wires back here. He's got all this done back here. Yeah, so actually it's really close to being done if we're right on that fuse. If he gets the fuse, he's trying to find one right now. If that's all it is, then basically we just got to put it all together. You know, all the little pieces and all that. He did send the seat, the driver's seat, to get it upholstered because it was all busted up and split up. So he's got it bottomed out right now, but the cushion right there is being fixed. So that's almost done. Over here on the Puma, like I said earlier, the Puma showed up on Monday. By Monday night, we had noticed that this loader arm was moving some, and we were just greasing it up and things like that, and we figured out why that was moving. Was back here underneath the behind the exhaust. Let's see, let me go on this side. You got this piece here that runs along the frame and that is bolted to the tractor, and then you got the loader arm that is bolted to this piece of frame, or whatever you want to call it, bracket. There's 4 bolts in the back holding it on, just like these 6 here, and those 3 of them were loose and one was broke off, and it was broke off in the tractor. So that's what it looks like. The 3 of them were loose, and then one was probably tight, and it was taking all the weight and ended up breaking. So called the guy, the salesman, back, and then they came back Tuesday around noon and picked it up and hauled it back in. So it was gone Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. There was another deal. The front suspension it was just bottomed out, and they just said they had to make an adjustment. I haven't figured that one out yet, but it's working now. And then on the bracket, they basically had to take all the exhaust off and some other stuff loose to get to it, because like I said, it's right behind the exhaust. And they were able to get it all fixed. They brought it back to us Saturday. I think they dropped it off Saturday morning, about 8 or 9 o'clock. Later that afternoon, we went to get it, and we were gonna hook it up to the RTEC spreader and have it ready to go. We got a SCR failure code on the tractor, and what it was it's all undercover, but one of them sensors that goes into the exhaust for the DEF fluid, they just forgot to put it back in. It was just laid up here, and then so we took all the covers off, and we're trying to figure out what was going on, and just saw it just laying there, and we put it in, put all the covers back on, and it's fine. So the tractor's been running, it's been fine. We did hook it up to the spreader, almost got buried. Went ahead and unhooked it again, and then we've been using it just really just to load up silage bales. Right now we're about to take it and go hook the RTECs up. I may put the bucket and the grapple on it. We trimmed some limbs in that gate entrance over there. Go grab them, which ain't gonna be nothing, and then we'll hook up the RTEC spreader to it. And then hopefully tomorrow it'll be dry enough with all the sunshine and the wind that we've been getting to start spreading some of the wasted hay and things like that out in the sacrifice fields, so we can get those plowed up here pretty quick. So that's what we're about to go do. So we just had to test out the bucket and the grapple real quick, or didn't we?
Yeah.
On them tree limbs that we cut a couple days ago. So are you happy or sad to be out of school?
Happy.
You're happy?
Yeah.
How come?
Because I can play Xbox.
Are you scared of the corona?
Sort of.
Sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Case and Allie's school's been canceled. Well, they had spring break last week, and then they got extended a week because of the corona, and then they
got extended another week.
They got extended another week?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that one. But baseball also got extended or pushed back 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So you should have had your first game in a week, but you're not going to now. So anyway, he's just been working and playing Xbox. It's the DEF fluid pump running. Duh. So we got the Artex all hooked up. It's ready to go. We've already checked the tires. We greased it the other day. It's ready to go. Just hopefully tomorrow it'll be dry enough to use it and not sink it. So we won't be headed over to that field any. We're gonna go back over here on top of the hill closer to Jeremy's house, and that should be dry enough that we can start there, and then move our way across to lower, wetter type fields. So it's all good to go. All right, well, today's the following day. It's already late in the afternoon, but we just took the CC410 with the mini forks, or what we call the mini forks, M-A-N-Y. It's got 7 spears on it, and basically you can use it like a pitchfork. And so we got loaded up with, I guess basically you call it like the hay waste, what fell off the hay trailers that we put out for free choice when the cows were out here in the sacrifice fields. So this was where the dry cows were, and we kind of strategically placed the hay trailers where we end up with like a pile that we can just come back later and scoop up. So we've done that. We got a full load here on the Artex, and we're about to spread it out. And the reason we need to spread it out, well, for one thing is, it makes the soil better. But the second thing is where the hay waste is, the plow won't go through it. It'll just run over the top of it, and it doesn't break it up very good. So it's better to spread that stuff out and then work it on into the soil. So that is what we're doing. So we're gonna pull right in over here. I may have to make some adjustments on my chain speed, but we're gonna get turned right here. We're not hauling a slurry, so we can go ahead and open the door. The door is opening. And while the door is open, we're going to turn our PTO on. And then we're going to turn our chain on. I don't like that, it's a little fast. So we're going to slow that down real quick. Let's go in here in our menu to remote 3. And click over here, and turn it down to 30. Give that a try. That looks a little better. empty. That was one load spread. Shut our PTO off. Probably could just leave the door open, but we're gonna go ahead and close it. That way nothing falls down in the beaters and we end up breaking something when we turn the PTO on. Doors all the way down. You can see where we had one hay trailer sitting here, and we had one hay trailer sitting down there. Most of the time just moving them back and forth a little bit. So you can kind of tell where they were and how much got built up here. And see, that's why we're scooping it right back down to the normal or the natural ground, just taking the top of this hay and manure and all this other crap off. That's what we're spreading. Alright, so we're going to go spread this second load now, and then we'll just keep going and going and going. The way we did this before was kind of use this stuff to fill in some washout and holes and just try to scatter it out with the forks. That was kind of one of the reasons we bought this back in the summer. I was thinking we could use it for this, we can spread lime with it, chicken litter, slurry, anything. So we're actually getting to really use it on this stuff this time, because this is about the only time of the year that we have all this. So this field's done. We did about 7 loads, got it all evenly spread out, and we'll just come back in with a disc and plow all that up. Allie drove the tractor out here, and then she was with me earlier, and then her mom came up here and picked her up and dropped off Case, and took Allie to the feed lane because she had to start working the feed lane for the night shift. And so Jeremy just happened to come up here on this last load of this field just to I guess just to drive the tractor, see what it was like. And so he's driving out in front in the Ranger, getting the gates, and he's going to put the fence down for us in the next field. And we have Case driving the 6410 ahead of us. So he's moving the tractor, and Jeremy's leading the way with the Ranger. So we'll get to the next field. After that, we had this one. We had one over there. 1, 2, 3, 4 more to do after this one. So yeah, we'll. I would have to think that this one would have been the most amount of loads. So we should be able to knock the other ones out a little faster. We'll just keep getting after it until we run out of daylight, I guess. Alright, we finished that other field, and now we're in the third one. That's about all we got right here in this little circle, so maybe 3 loads. There was 3 loads in the other one. Just flipped that hay trailer up and cleaned it off. We hooked it up. We're going to leave that sitting out here tonight. Right now, Group 3 is walking to the barn, and we're trying to beat them. Probably got 20-30 minutes of daylight left, so we can get ahead of them. We won't have to wait. We're going to go ahead and call it quits and head up to the barn and probably head home. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. See ya. Ready?